memo. Now for the top story tonight. While the head of the IRS objects to the word target, one man who apparently did have a bullseye on his back is speaking out. Frank Vandersloot, an Idaho businessman, donated $1 million to help Mitt Romney. Well, after that, he was audited on 3 different occasions, running up nearly $100,000 in legal bills. Joining us now from Salt Lake City is Mr. Vandersloot. So we had you on a little more than a year ago after you donated to the Romney campaign. And the Obama campaign website began to hammer you. They put your name out there and all of this business. Let's start there. Then what happened?
Well, that morning, April 20th, 2012, that's when my life changed. I got a phone call from my son, and he said, "Dad, you got to look at this." And I went on the campaign's website, and sure enough, there it was. 8 of us, singled out of thousands of donors, saying 2 things about us. One thing they said was that the 8 of us had less than reputable records, and that we had been on the wrong side of the law, which certainly wasn't true for me, and I don't think was true for any of us.
So that was on the Obama campaign official website, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
the smear of you. Okay. So then it gets out, and the far left websites start to do what?
Well, the very same day we started seeing blog sites and so-called journalists started to repeat those messages about us and about me personally. Then I started losing customers at my business. We had hundreds of customers. Our emails lit up, our phone lines lit up, and all hell broke loose for us.
And when did the IRS appear?
Well, there was one thing that happened before the IRS came, and that is we found an investigator working for the Permanent Subcommittee of Investigations, or at least he said he was employed by them, snooping around the courthouse, Idaho Courthouse, my hometown, for 3 days, asking questions about me personally and my personal background and digging into records. And then Kim Strassel came out and she said, "This is the president's enemies list." And then there was an outpouring of support for us. But
we don't know exactly who that man was who was nosing around in Idaho. We don't know exactly who he was.
Sure we do. Sure we know it. His name was Michael Wolf.
And he worked for whom?
Well, we don't know for sure who he worked for at the time.
That's what I mean. But we don't know who he's connected to.
His website said he worked for the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations for the U.S. Senate.
Okay, but
so that's what it said at the time.
All right.
So
that looks like there's some guy trying to dig up dirt on you. But let's get to the IRS, which is most important.
Okay.
Then they come in when?
On let's see, 2 months later, on September 12th, 2012, I got my first letter of that we were going to be audited.
Had you ever been audited before?
One time in the last 30 years.
Okay. So you're audited by the IRS, and then I understand somebody else came in to look at your books as well?
Yes, I told you the date wrong. The date was in June that I got my first letter.
All right.
The second letter from the IRS was on September.
And was there another agency involved in looking at your finances as well?
Yes, the Department of Labor. So I got 2 audits on 2 notices of one notice of 2 audits in June, and then the Department of Labor, and then once again in September, the 3rd IRS audit.
Okay. So then there's 4 actions against you. Now it's almost a year later. Did any of those audits come up with anything?
No, sir.
Nothing.
Clean bill of health, no penalties, no fines, nothing.
They owe you money, I understand, right?
They owe me a large refund, yes. It's been held up. And they tell me it's coming. I should get it within the next 90 days.
Okay.
It's been held up for a long time.
But in order to defend you and your corporation, you had to spend $100,000 in legal fees. Are they going to reimburse that for you?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think that's part of it. It was about $80,000 in total that we spent on legal fees and accounting fees.
All right. So
to handle the audits.
Circumstantially, there's no question that you're a target because you gave money to Mitt Romney. That's what it seems like.
Well, here's the question. They chose 8 people. The president's campaign chose 8 people, I believe, to show what happens to donors to the Romney campaign. It had a big impact on me. It was chilling on the other people, too.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that they'll come forward and say what happened to them also.
You know what's going to happen now, Mr. Vandersloot? You're going to be called in front of a congressional committee to testify after they see this tonight. And, you know, we got to stop this. We can't have the IRS terrorizing American citizens for doing what they want to do legally in the political realm. You're a man of courage. We appreciate you standing up. If anything happens, any blowback toward you, any threats toward you, you let us know right away. And we'll follow the story, Mr. Vandersloot. We're sorry you had to go through it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next on.